Buddy. I'm surprising you all tonight, so I hope you guys can live with that. I'm excited to be here. I want to I want to go through something incredible today. Now I'm trying my new studio. I'm using Rumble Studio for the first time, so bear with me as I do that. You guys are going to have to let me know how it looks if everything's okay because yeah, I just first time trying this, so hopefully it all works out. Um, but I'll give you guys a minute to move in. Let's see if the chat works. If not, I'm going to go back to my old things. What's up, Darren and Dips? Okay, it's working. That's awesome. That makes me happy. Good to see you guys. How we doing today? Man, did you guys see the incredible movie? It's unbelievable. I went and saw it today and just have to talk about this film. We can talk about other stuff later, but I definitely want to talk about this because it just rocked my world. But I'm going to let everybody come in. Also, crazy, but hey, first time ever also streaming on Rumble. So if you guys want to go check it out over there, I'm using new software. I'm using Rumble Studio and I'm giving it a shot, seeing how it works. So this is a test run tonight, and I hope it works out because if it does, I'm going to be able to, which is going to be a game changer. And I'm really excited about that. I'll start building up the Rumble side of things as well. So, does it look good? All right, good. I'm glad to hear it because It's a risk. It's a risk, but I've been having people asking me to do it, and so I finally pulled the trigger, got everything together today, and trying to get it together. So, anyways, but it's looking good so far. I can see all you guys, so that's great news. Great news. And my dog is barking. Why doing that? Mark, come on, man. You got to bring up that again. Fingers not in the film. Sorry, Rosie. Sorry. But man, I'm so excited about this movie. It's just unbelievable. So anybody else see it or see what do you guys think about the first one? As people come in, we'll just go over this a little bit and then we'll bring up I'll start talking about it. I'm going to go into members. Members know that I did a thing on the first Dune, and I just think Dune, the first one's an incredibly important movie. It came out at a very interesting time. So I'm going to go talk about that real quick. And then I want to talk about the second movie and just how, first of all, Northwest, I see you boycott movies right now. Look, I get it, but man, you might want to make an exception here. This is the best movie I've seen in theaters in a long time. I think so. There's 3 movies I've seen in the last 5 years that were absolutely unbelievably epic on the big screen. That's Avengers Endgame, which is just a great film. And then Top Gun Maverick, and now Dune 2. This movie is like, it does stuff you just didn't think you could do in film. It's unbelievable. What's up, Q Alerts? Thanks, man. Get those. Yeah, thanks for showing up on Rumble and testing it out. But this movie has to be seen on the big screen. There's no excuses. It does stuff you can't even believe it. It's that good. It's like just you just don't see movies like this. You really don't, especially anymore. And there's nothing woke in it. It's they don't try to push anything weird on it. It's just a great, beautiful movie, beautiful story, and everything is just like perfect about the acting, the action. All of it is. I mean, the action's some of the best you'll ever see anywhere. Period. It's that good. This movie will blow your mind. It honestly will. It will blow your mind. It's about as perfect as a theater going experience gets. I wrote on Twitter that it's like 3.5 stars out of 4 because it's not like, there's a couple things I would have changed, especially because I like the book a little better, and they changed a couple things, really small things, honestly, but it's still. But the theater going experience is 10 out of 10. Unbelievable, just amazing. Philip, hey, you want me to spoil it? Yeah. So I'll definitely talk some spoilers, but not too much. And I'll try to be careful about those. Uh, but I'll tell you what, if you've seen the Dune from 1984, or if you've read the book, or even the sci-fi channel, they did one back once upon a time, I think in the late 90s, that was pretty decent. If you've seen any of those, you know the story. So no, I'm not leaving YouTube, Phil. I'm going to be on both. I'm going to try to keep doing both, unless YouTube kicks me. If YouTube kicks me, we'll see. But or shadow bans me pretty hard. It hasn't been the greatest on YouTube lately, so I'm trying to build up Rumble as well. But Ocean, your dad read all the books. He's hooked. Yeah, I can't wait to see it. He'll like it. He'll like it. Just let him know there's a couple changes. I didn't think they hurt the movie or the story. Some people might think so. I personally didn't believe so, but you gotta be careful. So all right. So I want to start by going through the first one, and it's called Dune 2, Bunny. Yeah, Trump swept Idaho, Missouri, and Michigan. I know. He's killing it, man. The New York Times poll that came out today was huge too. We'll talk about that another time. Oh, hold on, my wife's calling me. Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Yeah, I was trying to sleep, and then I had to go to the bathroom, and I was like pushing a little bit, and I started getting that like really bad tailbone pain.
Okay.
And I'm like desperate for ibuprofen, and I don't know where it's at.
Okay.
And the other day, Corey brought some in here, and she's like, it was in Sonora's bedroom, but I don't know where it's at now. So I either need to find it or ask the girls if they took it back or something.
Okay, I'll grab it for you real quick. I know where it is, I think.
Okay.
Okay, bye. All right, guys, I'll be back in 1 minute. My poor wife needs something. I'll be back and we'll keep talking. All right, sorry guys. I had to get my wife something, take care of that. So what do you want me to pin to the top? Sorry, US1. Yeah, I'm helping her out. Don't worry. Okay, so anyways, so what I want to do is I'm going to just kind of recap. This is where I am getting into the stuff that like faith stuff, okay? because I personally thanks Northwest. Yeah, I got to take care of the wife. Absolutely. I personally think God's always speaking to us. Okay, so I think sometimes He speaks through movies. Not all the time, not all the time, but every once in a while, a couple movies come along that I think communicate a really important message. And the thing is, we got to be looking for it. And my personal opinion is that, Dune's been around since 1963. It's an incredible book. It's sold 10 million copies, actually plus at this point. It's one of the best-selling novels of all time. I think it's the best-selling sci-fi novel of all time. It's it's just an incredible story. And it's an incredible story about politics and religion and freedom, overcoming tyranny, all kinds of stuff. The betrayal, corruption. It's crazy. There's a reason it took 2 movies and 7 hours to tell the whole story, and they still left stuff out. They still left stuff out. It's just crazy. So they it's just an unbelievable story, and the lore is so thick. You have to really watch the movies a few times, or go read the books, or at least catch up on Wikipedia or something. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to understand all that's going on. They're very thick, but I thought it was so interesting that the first one came out 2021. They brought it back after all these years. And what's up, Richie? Good to see you, man. They brought it back, and the filmmaker Denis Villeneuve is one of the best filmmakers in the world. I think he's right up there with Christopher Nolan. He's not a big Hollywood guy. He's pretty independent in how he makes his movies, and he's a marvelous filmmaker. If you guys saw Sicario, unbelievable movie. The second Blade Runner, which is kind of boring, but is just fantastically like brilliant in the filmmaking. He makes good movies. The other ones were Enemy was kind of weird. Prisoners is excellent. And then obviously both Dunes and Arrival. He just makes good stuff. So anyways, so I'm like, this filmmaker who I love is taking on this huge project, and I'm so hyped about it. And I thought the timing was interesting, but I had no idea what was coming. Well, the first movie is the first part of the story, and the story is all about these guys, the good people, the Atreides, are coming to take over. I know Sicario is amazing, huh, Ryan? And they're given the Arrakis, which Arrakis is like it's the most important planet in their galaxy, or in the universe, actually, as far as they know, because it holds this drug that it's called the spice. And what that spice does is it opens up the minds of these navigator guys, so it makes interdimensional travel possible. So it's what their entire economy runs on at this point, because they're all jumping, planet to planet. But it's also a drug, and it brings you enlightenment and makes you feel high, all that stuff. It messes with you. And so that but it just makes you so much money. It's worth billions and billions and billions and trillions of dollars in their world. This is supposed to take place 10,000 years in the future. Okay. So the idea is that they get to take it over now, and they're taking it over from the Harkonnens, who've been in charge for 80 years. Now hold with me. I'm going to tie this together real quick. But so 80 years they've been in charge of this resource-rich place that is the epicenter of wealth for the entire galaxy. All right. First of all, think about that. Okay. And think about the timing of when this movie comes out. Well, they come in, the Atreides are going to come in, they're going to run it, and they're going to make peace with the people there. They're going to bring freedom back, hope, because the Harkonnens are just evil. They're evil and selfish and corrupt and everything bad you could think of. The Atreides come in, they get betrayed, and part of it is this kid has powers, and he's part of a religious prophecy, and he gets betrayed in an insurrection or a coup and gets pushed out into the desert, And while he's out in the desert, he keeps gaining strength until he's supposed to come back. And that's what number 2 is all about after he goes out into the desert. But the wild part about this is it came out in 2021 after what I believe was an insurrection / coup in our own country. Okay. I don't like, you can't make up the timing of this. And what happens is if you put it all together, it's like, it's not a perfect analogy, but it is very strong if you just take the generalities. Somebody comes in after 80 years. Remember, 80 years is a fourth turning. I don't know if you guys have heard that term. I've talked about it a few times, but that's a fourth turning. And so at the fourth turning, there's a new leadership comes in, a better leadership, a more whole leadership, a leadership that's more moral and just and taking care of the people. And they get pushed out in a coup. And while the guy goes out into the desert with the people where everything seems hope is lost, everything's gone, and yet he gains more and more power until he comes back for the final clearing out. Well, Dune Part 2, which is all about him gaining that power and coming back for that final clearing out and reinstating Arrakis / Dune to what it's supposed to be, and taking back all the power from the Empire that's been so corrupted and evil. Well, Dune Part 2, that's supposed to be when all this is happening. Isn't it funny that it was supposed to come out it was supposed to come out last year in 2023, November, and it got pushed to this year, March 1st, 2024, election year. I'm telling you, you can't make this stuff up. Or if you guys are putting together, like connecting the dots here, I just think that it's unbelievable the timing of this movie. And on top of that, you could just put that the attention's all on it because it's by itself. It's in March. The attention was on it in 2021 because it was the first blockbuster to be released in a while because of COVID. It's just like people are paying attention to these movies. And there's the religious aspect and the political aspect and the intrigue and the corruption, everything. It's wild that these movies are coming out at this time. And I personally do believe that this is like, there's all kinds of stuff in here and there's a million more things to go into. But the main point is this. I think that it's a message like God's kind of communicating to us, like, watch what's happening and also what's coming. I do believe like there's a prophetic message in this movie about Trump and the MAGA movement. I really do. And I believe it's about like the absolute throwing our world order onto its head, changing everything, and the fight it takes to do that. And I'm not saying Trump's a messiah or anything, but that's what's interesting about the movie is that even though this guy's got these powers and stuff, and there's a lot of religiosity around him, and a lot of people kind of see him as a messiah, he's really not. He's more of he's just somebody who's really powerful as a leader, and he has these powers to make stuff happen. And anyways, he's able to lead from that, but he's got a dark side too. But it still moves forward what needs to be done, and he still ultimately does the right thing for those people. And anyways, it's just fascinating to me. I grew up with Dune. My dad had me watch it when I was young, the 1984 version. He loved it. I really got into the mythology around the time I was 10. I went and read the book for the first time. I even watched the sci-fi version movie or channel version because it was interesting to me and it was longer. It told more of the story. I've been into the story for a long time. Trust me, I never, ever would have thought any of this would have made sense on this level I'm talking about, this like message kind of level of the timing. When it first got announced, I think it was 2018, 2017, I first heard about it. I was just hyped because the director and the cast, and I was like, a modern retelling, they're going to do it right this time. I was so excited. And then just when I went and saw it in 2021 and I saw where the cutoff was at the end of the first movie, and I'm watching it, and I was walking out, and I was just like thinking, man, that was so awesome. I really enjoyed that. And then it just hit me like, oh my God, what did I really just watch? What have we been going through in our country? What is this? And I was like, holy crap, the connection here is unbelievable. The timing on this movie is unbelievable. And then I knew the next part was 2023. I was like, okay, well, we'll see what happens, maybe. And, there's all these theories out there of what's really going on behind the scenes. I was like, maybe we'll see some by 2023. And that was so fascinating when in 2023, it was about to come out and then it got pushed back to 2024. So it lined up perfect in this year. And then all the stuff, I didn't even put this together, all the stuff with March coming. And then this movie starts March 1st. So that is kind of like, I don't want to go into too many other spoilers because a lot of people haven't seen it. I'd love to go into this on a deeper level, but I will tell you this. If you like movies at all, you have to see this movie. If you like classic movies that are just much better acting, story, no woke stuff, you'll love this movie. If you like big epics that are just grand scale, unbelievable, Star Wars, Lawrence of Arabia, I mean, Gladiator, Braveheart, epics, I'm talking, you'll love this movie. If there's really, like, if you like deep lore movies, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, you'll love this movie. This movie has something for almost everyone. It really does. Basically, the only person who wouldn't like this movie is somebody who only watches romantic comedies or something like that. That's how good this movie is. It has some of it's about, like I said, it's about as perfect a movie going experience as you can get. So I loved it. I loved every second of it. I saw this morning. I can't stop thinking about it. I'm going to go run and see it again in the next couple of days. It's everything I hoped it'd be and more. And you guys know I've been a fan. I've been talking about it for a while, but this movie is just, it's special. It really is. And Rum Dog, yeah, you're right. There's no coincidences. I completely agree with you. I just don't think there is. And I think a lot of movies come out, most movies, I'd say, they're for money. They can be good, they can be bad, whatever. It's just you watch them and you like it or you don't. You don't think twice about it. That's fine. But then some movies come out and they stick with you, and there's a reason for it. And I've done stuff on this before, that some movies come out, and I'll talk about it more in the future. There's a lot of movies that come out certain periods of time, and I do believe there's a message in them that God's trying to convey to us, and there's a reason He put it in that director's heart or the producer's heart to get that movie made at a certain part in a certain time. I mean, if God could harden Pharaoh's heart to get done what He wanted to do in Egypt, He doesn't have to only work through believers. And so, and I cannot shake that this is one of those movies. I just think it's so important in what's going on. So, anyways, I hope you guys see it. I really do. Rum Dog, this drug is mind expanding like weed. Yeah, kind of. It's actually, he modeled it more off of mushrooms. That's what he did. I've never taken mushrooms, so I don't know anything about that, but that's what I know it's more made off of. So, but that's kind of where I'm at. Anyways, questions, comments. I want to keep it on the movie for a little bit, and then we'll open it up later. Okay. We'll talk about whatever you guys want, but just anything, Dune related, signs related, political related. Let's keep it all to that for now. And then we'll do whatever, but I had to come on tonight. I had to talk about this. ESK, I'm saying Gary Gensler wouldn't like this movie. Did he mention he loved romantic comedies? I did not know that. That's funny. Jack, all right. You just finished part 1 again with the wife explaining some of it. Oh man, Jack, have you seen the original movie or read the books before, so you know the story? I watched part 1 with my kids last night before. It was great. David says, I know you believe in signs. Yesterday I was driving down the road. I saw a wall in the middle of the road. I stopped and grabbed it, found the owner number on computer, so maybe it means, hey, nice, man. Hope so. Yeah, I hope so. I actually don't agree with spices weed. I do think it has more to do with mushrooms and hallucinogenics. That's what Herbert was really had on his mind back then. Let me see if I can just play a little bit of this without them banning me, so you guys can at least see some of the graphics and stuff. So let's go through a couple things here so you guys kind of get an idea. That's Paul. That's his girl. She's really good in it. They do change a couple things in the movie, and so we'll talk about that another time after you guys have seen it. But just the visuals in this movie. I mean, the preview only gives you a quick glimpse of some of the stuff you can see, but it's unbelievable. Like the CGI, it doesn't look fake. It looks real. It's just, and oh man, if you can see it in IMAX, I saw it in IMAX, and it was like my body was rumbling. The sound design, the editing, it's perfect. I just don't know how. I honestly don't know how they did it. Um, they could make the Joe Biden version done. I love that, Brett. It's joke of the night right there. ESK Sicario is fire. Oh, Sicario is unbelievable. What characters Pelosi? I think there's a couple characters I could actually probably place her in. I'm not saying it's a 1-to-1. So again, please, if you watch this and you're like, what is he talking about? If you get too into the nitty gritty, like it, you can make all kinds of criticisms of my breakdown, but that's not really. It's like with dreams. Sometimes the details aren't what matters. It's the overall telling of it. And that's what this is. It's the generalities matter more than the specifics as far as like what the message is conveying. And it makes sense because when you see a movie or you read a book, unless you're like really deep diving in, you really loved it so much, you're churning it over and over again. Usually what you do is after a couple of weeks or a couple of days, you just walk away and what you retain of that is what matters. And that's what I'm talking about here. It's like the generalization stuff is to me what matters. Eric, in an interview, the author said the bad guy is becoming a worm, but the movie didn't show anything about that. Eric, I'll tell you more about that later because I don't want to ruin anything for you. I just saw your text too, man. So is it anything like John Wick? No, it's nothing like John Wick. It's more of an epic scale thing. Oh, I took my 3 oldest kids, Richie. I would say it's PG-13. It deserves to be PG-13. It's violent and lots of explosions and there's some gross stuff in there as far as some of the kills. They really cut back the blood. It's definitely not. It doesn't like flirt with R at all. There's no sex in it. There's a couple like hints at sex, but they don't go into it. So and I think there's only like 1 or 2 curse words in the whole movie. It's really, I'd say any kid. My daughter is 11. I took her and I thought it was appropriate. She was fine. So oh, you watched the first one after reading? Nice, man. It's so good. It's so good. The book too. I just got done reading the book for the second time in my life because I'm going to go back and through watching all of them. Yeah, it's the book is so good. It's just there's a reason it makes such a great movie. It's just unbelievable. Make that a little bigger. So you're saying if I have a free movie ticket in my wallet, it would be worth it? Rum Dog, I would say you need to run. Don't walk, run. Make this your free movie. You have to see this movie in theaters. I'm telling you, if you don't see this movie in theaters, you're going to regret it. You will really regret it. If you can. I don't know how big of a movie people you are, but if you get the chance, I think it's worth paying the extra $4 to $5 also to see it on IMAX because it's filmed for IMAX. They use the IMAX cameras to film it. So you get the full scale of the picture, first of all, in IMAX. And the sound you get in an IMAX theater, the rumble, the deep sound, it just punches, man. I feel like this movie I felt more than any movie I've ever felt watching in the theater because the sound is so intense. Yeah. Yeah, sounds like a movie you need to watch. You need to go see it, Thomas. Really, I'm telling you, this should be not only just the best movie experience of the year. I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being like Best Picture. Kathy, unfortunately, I watched it at AMC. I'm not obviously I'm not a fan. I'm not into big boycotts though. I don't go to the movies a lot. I had to see this on IMAX, and it's the only IMAX within driving distance for me. So I had to suck it up and do it. I'm not going to miss this movie on IMAX just because I don't want to give AMC my money. I'm not that big a true believer. Sorry. Like, I don't think them getting my extra, $50 with me and my kids is going to change the company. So, but it would have changed my life, and I would have been pissed I didn't see it on IMAX. So I saw it at AMC, and I'm not ashamed. I'm really not ashamed. Sorry. I didn't drink Bud Light though, if you're worrying. Rum Dog, 100%. You should watch Dune 1 first. And the reason is this. This is actually one book. It's one book split into two parts. So it really is one story. The director in a few years plans to make the second book into a movie, and he's going to make them into a trilogy with that second book. But I would tell you that the story stands on its own, these first two, and they just kind of give a hint of the third book. But I'll tell you right now, the third book is set 10, 15 years in the future. So you're not going to feel like you have to see that third one probably, although I think you'll want to after these. But the first two you have to see together. Yeah. You want to talk about the details, Eric? Yeah, in a minute I'll announce a spoiler warning. I'm setting the bar high. Listen, Hayes, it's almost 3 hours. It's almost 3 hours. And I'll tell you, I went to the theater at 11:15 today, and the movie didn't start until 11:50. There was like 12 previews. It was the craziest thing. I've never seen so many previews in my life. I was like, oh my God, they put this many previews on an almost 3 hour movie already, but it's 2 hours and 40 minutes. Yeah. I know I'm setting the bar high, and I hope I don't ruin it for anybody by setting it that high. I just have a special love for this movie. Always have loved Dune, the story, and I'm just hyped that they did it this well. But the last time I felt this big about a movie that I already love the story was Lord of the Rings. And I told all my friends, Lord of the Rings is going to be the greatest thing you've ever seen. I thought it was when I saw it. And it turns out it was for most people as well. So that's how I feel about this movie. I feel like it's a kind of a modern Lord of the Rings. It's the sci-fi Lord of the Rings, which the book really is like the sci-fi Lord of the Rings. So they did it well, and that's how I feel about it. It's that good. Like I said earlier, it's not perfect with everything, but it's so stinking good with the visuals and everything. You won't even care about some of and I could talk about that at another time, but that'd be getting really cinema geeky kind of stuff. So there was a couple good previews. There's a new Kevin Costner directed film based on everybody moving out west, which actually looks really good. And then the new Deadpool looked funny. And there's this new Ryan Gosling movie where he's a stuntman. Looks pretty funny. Jeffrey just saw it. Says it was great. Raul said it it was awesome. Yeah, it's crazy, huh, guys? Like it's as a theater experience. It's so amazing. That's the main thing. Sorry, was it Rum Dog? Yeah, setting the bar high. That's the main thing, is that I don't think I'm setting this theater experience bar too high at all. You might come in and have like nitpicks about the actual movie, the actors, the plot, whatever. But if you're just talking about the theater experience, it's a 10 out of 10, and I don't even think it's close. The damn Nicole Kidman previous, yeah. Oh, what are movies? Movies are special. It's so stupid. I know, that drives me nuts. I can't stand her with her plastic face. She looks like oh man, there's this scene right here is so cool. It's I can't say anything. I don't want to spoil it. I'm going to give you guys a couple more minutes, and I'm going to announce spoiler warnings. Most of you, I would imagine, at some point have seen one of the old movies or read the book, so I won't be spoiling too much. I mean, the story's been around for 60 years. Even better, the drinks. Oh, the sound effects were nuts. Raul, did you see it on a big theater? Did you get to see it like a big theater, IMAX type theater? get that rumble. It's so good. This is towards the end. Just the craziest stuff. The sandworms, loving it. Oh my god, this movie's so cool. All right, so Eric wanted to talk details. If let's just a couple more minutes, we'll talk about this and we can move on afterwards. But I really wanted to focus on this for the first part of the video and then see what everybody wants to do. Oh, you saw it on IMAX? Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. So, I mean, and then today we see all this stuff coming out. And again, Trump won a couple primaries, huge. One of them, I think, like Nikki Haley didn't even get a vote for the first like 80%. It was Missouri. Craziness. Super Tuesdays is coming up. That's going to be another 16 states are voting. He'll probably sweep all of them. I think Washington D.C. is tomorrow. Haley might win that, but that doesn't even matter. That's like 5 delegates or 2 delegates. It's nothing. So Trump is on this wave right now, and it's just wild to me this movie comes out when it does, because it's exactly you get okay. So in the movie, and this isn't a spoiler, okay, but it's like as he's gaining power. I've already talked about this because this is hinted at in the first one, so I'm not giving anything away. But it's just like they're freaking out because they can tell like something's going on and they don't really know what it is. They don't really understand, like all the people in power, and I just feel like that's what's happening right now. Is this wave is coming? This MAGA Trump changing America back wave is coming, and it is building and building and building, and they don't know what to do about it. And so I love that. And that's what I think is happening right now with these primaries and the wave. And this New York Times poll that came out today was so insane. In fact, I'm going to have to pull it up. It's so crazy. Oh, I don't know why Yi brought up Kanye. I just got to show you some of the details in this poll that came out today, as it's wild. I mean, this is the kind of stuff they can barely even believe what they're seeing. I think Barris breaks it down really well. Where was it? I know I saw it earlier this morning. Huh. Did I miss it? Maybe I missed it. All right. Well, I'll just tell you guys a couple of things. Like for one, it showed that Hispanic voters now are at 46% for Trump. They've flipped like 28% since 2020. Black voters are up to 23%. They voted for him for like 12% in 2020. Women, this is crazy. Women are 50-50 right now. Exactly on the mark. I think it was 49-49 or something like that. Men are 53%. They've gone up 3%. But it's the stuff you can't come back from. You just can't come back from. Oh yeah, Rum Dog Dune one. Listen, if you can avoid it, don't watch it on there because it is on Hulu for free right now if you have Hulu, and it's also on HBO Max forever. I think it might still be on Netflix too. Maybe it left Netflix. But yeah, if you can get it without paying for it, it's on Hulu and HBO Max. So Brett, is House of Harkonnen, the SEC, and FINRA combined into one? I think it's worse than that. I think House of Harkonnen is kind of like the political elite in our country. That's how I see them. And then the emperor who is in charge of them would be like the WEF. That's how I see it. So it's like there's an emperor and an imperial army. That's like, to me, the World Economic Forum. And then the Harkonnens would be like all the political bad eggs in our country. So the Democrats, most Republicans, all of them. The deep, like not even the deep state. The deep state would be more of like the imperial. So, and then the Fremen are like the people. So that's kind of how I see it. You think the Bene Gesserit represent the Jesuits? I think they just represent uh like what's it called? Like just religious manipulation in general. That's what I think. Yeah, Trump's absolutely crushing it. You see the stuff on North Carolina today. It was just he's huge. I didn't see the line. I saw the auditorium was packed though. Thanks, Apollyon. Yeah, I'm in a great mood, man. Northwoods, if it's any consolation, you've watched an equal in its day to Dune. Kevin Bacon starring in Tremors. Oh man, Tremors. I forgot about that movie. I haven't seen that in so long. Was it him, Fred Ward, Reba McEntire? That's a hilarious movie. What do I think about Larry Elder? Great question, Brett. I think he seems to be on the level. He seems like he's good dude, gets it. Yeah. I can't I don't know enough about him, but I like everything that he tweets. So yeah, I like most of it. Real quick, guys, can you guys just give me a thumbs up or whatever to tell me if the stream is good? Because I'm using new software. I want to know how the sound is, if the picture's good. I want to know that because I'm double streaming also to Rumble. And if you're on Rumble, which I don't think any of you are, and that's fine. I don't really have an audience on Rumble. But if you're on Rumble, just so you know, if you're new to Rumble and new to my channel, I've been running a channel now for over a year on YouTube. I do lives there 4 or 5 times a week, honestly, and I've been doing it for a year. Tons of content. And anyways, just I've come over to Rumble now to start the to kind of double build, but also be prepare myself in case, because I've been getting some shadow banning on YouTube. So if you like the stuff I do and you're liking this, you want to go to my channel on YouTube, check that out, and get to know maybe some more of my stuff, and then you make a decision if you want to hang out on Rumble more with me. But I will if this this works great. Okay, that's awesome, guys. Thank you for telling me. That makes me really happy. That means I can now dual stream from YouTube and Rumble at the same time, which is awesome. That's exciting. That's really exciting. Brett, the only thing you notice now is you have a search bar at the top of the screen. You're on the left. Yeah, that's changed. And one thing I don't like is that it does not give me the option to change that. But and it also shows the chat, which is kind of weird. But I think there might be an option to remove that. But as far as the screen, I just have to get clever with that. But all right, I'm gonna run a poll real quick just to see how many people in here have seen Dune 1 or read the old book. Okay, I'm kind of asking a big question, but it's basically, do you have any association with Dune before, just so I can kind of get an idea of what's going on in with all the people? Can I explain shadow banning? What I don't know what you mean by TLDR, but yeah, Brett, shadow banning is this. They don't completely ban you. So I can still post my stuff. People can still find it if they go looking for it. And so that's all fine. It's like it doesn't seem like anything's wrong. But what you notice is that your views are down or your reach is down. It's like, what happened? Like, I've been growing. I'm still doing the same thing I've been doing, and it had been gaining momentum. What shadow ban is that basically they select you, your channel, your Twitter, whatever, and they basically put a limit on you. They limit your reach, or they turn off notifications, and they basically slow you down and make it harder to find your stuff organically. And that's what a shadow ban is. So a lot of people haven't been getting notifications. A lot of people some people even told me they went looking for my stuff and my videos were all out of order for them. They couldn't find my newest video. So a lot of weird stuff been going on my channel. So hey, ESK, thank you for subscribing to the Rumble channel. Phil, can I say a prayer for your girlfriend who just left an ambulance? Oh my God, Phil. Yeah. Phil, we bless you and your girlfriend. I just pray that she's completely healed and healthy and nothing comes out serious, and that the healing hands reach her and can help her with whatever she's going through. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. So sorry. Speaking of poll, were there any other additions to ZJ Well counts from Thursday? I have no idea, Brett. No, I don't. Oh, TLDR is too long, didn't read. Oh, okay. Sorry, I don't know what you mean by that. But the version though of that. Aaron, next week GDC squeeze Hampstead to 50. Let's go. That'd be amazing. So Hayes, you saw the original film. I will tell you, there's actually a couple things in the original film that are more accurate than this one to the book. But overall, this is just so far superior. I think Collier is going to go for Trump big. Yeah. Is seeing 1 and 2 in the same day doable? It depends, Hayes. Do you have a lot of time? That's what it really comes down to. Because if you have the time, you'll be fine. But you're talking about a 6-hour commitment basically, because it's 2 long movies. I think the first one's 2.5 hours and this one's 2 hours and 45 minutes. So it just depends on your time. What are you capable of handling? But back in my single days, man, I would have knocked out both these in a day, easy. Uh, I'm just going through some of the clips here, guys. The graphics are just so amazing. Here's one of those Bene Gesserit that Eric was talking about. It's she's something else. They're so weird. But yeah, so just over 50% of people have exposure to the story. So I'll probably, you know what? I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to save spoilers, and we'll go into more detail as like a second half of a live next week, or maybe a members live, because I want people to have a chance to see it. I don't want to ruin anything. This is one of those really special movie viewing experiences. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. So we'll hold off on the spoilers and the deep talk. And for anybody who wants that, we'll do that after you guys have had time to see it. And one of my lives, once I'm done with like the news stuff and the catching up on the day, I'll open it up and we can deep dive it, because I do want to talk more about it. I think there's so much to talk about. It's just so interesting. And to me, again, it's just crazy the timing. So I really do, but we'll wait on that. Trump loves the Republic. I like that, Jeff. That's fun. But so on that note, we'll hold off on any, like, unless you guys have questions or comments, any more Dune talk, and we can just open it up. I came on tonight because this is what I wanted to talk about to start. I don't have any new news on anything else, stocks. We can go over some economy stuff though. There was an incredible thread today. I want to pull up for you guys that really, I do think is going to I tweeted a lot today, so it's going to take me a minute to find it, but it's actually Ham tagged me in it, so that'll make it easier to find more recently. It's funny, he asked me if I'd seen it and I already had. Yeah, this thread right here. We'll go over this in a second. Where should we start? The real old part 1 or the newer? Oh, listen, the old one is not even a part 1. It's the entire book in a 2.5 hour movie. It's too short. It's weird. It's a David Lynch movie, so it is weird. It does get a couple of things more accurate than the new ones, and we'll talk about that another time. But it's weird. It's not very good. It's got some cool stuff in it. It really does have some cool stuff in it. But you don't need to watch the old one unless you love this one so much you want to go back and watch it. I would just avoid the old one. Just watch part 1 from 2021. That's all you got to watch. So now what? And you'll be fine. Yeah, I would avoid the old one unless you really want to. Unless you become really into it, and then we can talk about the differences and stuff. Because I gotta say, there's a couple of things in the old one I wish they'd kept that are really. The old one is weird. The old one's really weird. The new one's weird, but in a different way. It's weird in like a Star Wars kind of way or a Lord of the Rings kind of way. I mean, it's kind of fantastical, but it's not like, what am I watching? It's not like that at all. It's just a good story. Today was the most you've seen me on X. I was on a lot today. It's definitely not the most I've been on X, but it was a lot for me today. I did tweet a lot. There's a lot of good stuff out there. So, okay, but I wanted to go through a couple things that I saw today and yesterday because I wasn't on yesterday. Just economic stuff. They're probably crazy, pretty crazy. But I told you guys March is getting nuts, and it already is. But this thread right here, although the S&P 500 is all-time high, the Russell 2000 is in a bear market, and that's more companies in that one. So it's something to watch there. Dune 2 is a 10 out of 10 for me, one of the best part twos. Oh, absolutely, Lee. I totally agree. It's right up there with Empire Strikes Back, Dark Knight. I mean, I would say as far as franchise movies go, Two Towers. As far as franchise movies go, it's one of the best part twos ever. Absolutely. So the Russell 2000 is done. 80% of dollars in existence printed since 2020. Ignoring the metrics used to calculate inflation have changed to suit narratives. This is astonishing, he says, and because they're saying 80% of dollars printed and didn't cause inflation, more than it already has. Most recent rate hiking cycle, Fed raised interest rates higher and more quickly than ever done during a previous rate cycle history. You can see how fast, like that's nuts how fast that is, especially compared to like 83, because you feel like 83, those are when rates got so high, but it was much slower. That's crazy to me. Almost every previous rate hike cycle resulted in a market crash, yet the Fed claims the fastest and largest rate hike cycle in the history of the Fed won't cause one. Accomplishing this would be nothing short of extraordinary. And then, of course, old Jamie D, for the first time in nearly 20-year reign as CEO, JP Morgan Chase, Jamie Dimon sold shares. Previously had taken a hard line against selling shares of his company. This guy's thread is great. I love everything in here is just good. And fun fact, JP Morgan Chase speculated to be the largest shareholder and profiteer from the New York Federal Reserve Bank, essentially the Fed. But since the Fed's never been audited, we don't actually know who the largest shareholders are. S&P 500 is up 20% or so over 1 year, but being carried higher by just 7 enormous stocks. We've talked about this a lot. Corporate debt all-time high. Oftentimes a signal market crash is coming. There's the Financial Times. And then, of course, the yield curve, which we've talked a lot. Inverted, has yet to uninvert. It's usually a reliable indicator of a market crash. So that just a crazy good thread, lots of good info. When you see it all, like I've seen all these things, but when you see it all together like that, it just makes it even more real that I think we're right coming to a crash. And then I got this earlier too. I tweeted this because there's here we go. Dark pool index is collapsing right now. Big players like big banks, hedge funds, mutual funds use dark pools to trade large blocks of stocks, bonds, and other securities without revealing their hand to the rest of the market. And it's collapsing. That's awesome. Sure we won't. That's not going to be a problem for a while. And then I wanted to show you guys this thing on the banks real quick. Oh, by the way, here's North Carolina. Look at that crowd with Trump. Just crazy. Absolutely killing it. He's killing it. Where is it? Oh, here it is. All right, here's regional bank stocks year to date. Community Bank getting killed. It's also now a junk bond. Valley National Bank, Metropolitan Bank down 26%, Harbor 18. I mean, these just can crush. This is 9 banks, at least 5% down, most of them over 10%, up to 66. And this is before BTFP is pulled. So it's just crazy. Big JR, get out of here. How dare you? How dare you walk in on our club? It's not a chess club, it's a film club, man. You walked in with the film geeks. Get out of here. JR, it's not like, dude, Dune is like one of the manliest movies you could watch out in years. So you better go see it. I think you need the testosterone injection. I've heard things, man. I heard it. What's that, Matthew? What are you talking about, William? I haven't heard anything from William or anybody lately. I don't know what they've been going through or what they talked about yesterday. I completely took a couple days off. I just needed to recharge, and it's been really good for me. William sold half of his GDC. Who said that? I hadn't heard that. Yeah. What's up? What's up, Matthew? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about William selling GDC. I still haven't listened to him say it, but I have heard that the GDC and ZJYL, there's apparently an expected run next week. So, Friday, he said he sold half to buy ZJYL. Okay. Well, I mean, if he believes in that more, that's fine. Good for him. All right, I'm looking through a couple other things I thought I was going to show you guys. This is a wild stat. This came out. I just saw this today. But new report finds 52% of people who recently got a bachelor's degree are currently underemployed. I mean, that doesn't tell you that college is no longer worth it. I don't know what will. I know that's an aside, but there's just a lot of good stuff on Twitter today. A lot of good stuff. I'm going through my profile right now because I saw some good stuff and I was going to share it. This is crazy. Percentage of black voters supporting the Democratic presidential. So this is Obama, of course, these two. And just Hillary barely got less, and then 1% difference. And now look at that. That's 21% difference since 2020. I mean, I don't know what the final votes will be, but that is just shocking. It's shocking. So, but well, guys, I really don't have much else. It's late. I wanted to talk about the movie and whatever you guys wanted to talk about. I also wanted to test the dual stream with Rumble and YouTube. That was really important to me to do. And I got to do that. So that's a lot of the reasons I came on live tonight. This is fun for me. I don't get to talk movies enough, and you guys now are my friends that I talk to online. So there you go. You guys have to listen to my crazy rants. But I thank you guys for coming, watching, hanging out. But I don't really have much else. So if you have anything else you guys want to talk about, I'm here. I'm cool to hang out. Questions, comments, whatever. I don't need to leave. But if it's dead and you guys want to go back to bed or go off to bed or something, that's fine. I can go find something to do. But otherwise, I'm happy to hang out for a little bit longer if you guys have anything on your mind. So now what? Remember, Ace, you, William, and Hammer, what are called truthers. There are those out there who want to wear you down, silence you guys. This is very true. The good news is it's really hard to wear me down. It's really hard to wear me down. Now they could silence me by banning me or shadow banning me. Thank God I'm on Rumble now. But I don't wear down very easy. I'm pretty good at recharging. So love to time the sequence. DJL, GDC, Finger, GTI, and AMC. Oh man. I mean, I hope AMC people get a win. I'll never buy back in, but Brad, don't you think it's funny when people say they don't like Trump, they can't give you one valid reason why? Oh yeah, all the time. All the time I hear that nonsense. Why not? Well, or they come up with something that doesn't even matter or mean anything, like well, he's racist. Oh, that's funny. Really? You know that more minorities love him than a Republican in 40 years? What's one racist thing you could do? I had a buddy who was genius. He had he lives in Washington, so you can imagine what he gets. But he had somebody tell him, like, how could you vote for that hateful person? He hates gay people. My friend was like, oh, okay. Well, I haven't seen anything that showed me he hates gay people. So could you maybe dig up some stuff to show me, like some policies he's made that were anti-gay? And if you do that, man, I'll pay you $100. That's how much I want to know. And he said the guy just disappeared. And so every time he saw him after that, he'd be like, hey, I still want to pay you that $100. Do you have anything? The guy just never had anything. I thought it was genius. You've seen the original Dune, the 1984 one? Yeah, this is 97 times better. Big JR. Rum Dog, you're welcome for the Hulu tip. I don't want anybody paying for a movie they don't need to pay for. Lee, your girlfriend works with a guy with masters making $28 an hour as an admin. He can't find a job. Oh man. Well, I'm telling you, we're coming into an economy, especially because of AI. Trust me, I work with AI every day. It's unbelievable what it can do. Most most people, most people aren't going to like this. I would say that 50 to 65% of jobs that people go to college for will no longer be necessary. AI will take it over. We're talking mathematics, coding, engineering, marketing, copywriting, data analysis. AI is going to take over all of that in the next 10 years. And all you will need is a handful of experts. So those fields will go from, if it needed 100 people before, it's only going to need 5 or 10. And those 5 or 10 need to be really good because they're going to be catching mistakes and helping edit, because you still need a human element. AI is never going to surpass that, in my opinion. But that human element will be managing the AI, not running the stuff, because AI is just faster. And it's going to negate most college degrees. It really is, in my opinion. And I'm already seeing it. I'm seeing marketing. Honestly, you don't need a marketing team anymore. You need 1 or 2 people who know how to use AI and understand what good marketing is. And that's it. That is it. So yeah, it's crazy. AI is crazy. South Park did such a good job on it. And their special with God, I can't remember what the plug was in that one, but anyways, they all the guys who can like fix faucets and stuff, work with their hands, are now becoming multimillionaires because they're so needed, and all the guys with college degrees are going to college and like so mad. They're just like, what did you do to us? We don't have jobs anymore. So funny. Do I need a left tackle? Nah, we still got Trent, man, for 1 more year. He's the best left tackle in football. Probably on your kids wear you down. Yeah. Did XRP? I didn't see it. Big JR, testosterone levels of 30-year-old man right now. Secret is operating. Good for you, buddy. I was teasing you anyways. Yeah, there you go, Jeff. That is one of the things they say. Haven't we all? Mm-hmm. Yeah, gold's at an all-time high. In fact, I will go to one of the things you really need to watch is the price of gold, because gold is it's the safety asset. And so if gold's hitting all-time highs, people are scared of what's going on in the market. So that's what you just need to be paying attention to. It's a big deal that it's going to where it's going. So Rom Dogs, 48% of diplomas work 100%. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You got it. Yeah, Vina's up 100%. They can become programmers. Remember when they said learn to code? Now you don't even need that. Yeah. Oh, we need a way to get one AI platform to talk to another one. Want to see that? I'm sure it's not far off. Listen, I'm in marketing, right? I'm a marketing director. I used to, when I got into marketing, I was a copywriter, and I worked on a marketing team where there were, I want to say there was 9 of us. And we did everything from email, social media, creating ads, all of that. We all did on the team. And each one of us had a specialty where we mostly worked on that. So I was I was a content copywriter. So 90% of what I did was blogs and emails. And I wrote every word. And I was fast back then, but now it's crazy. So I worked on a team for a business, right? 9 of us it took to run that whole marketing department and get everything done every week and do a good job. Now I do everything. I'm the marketing director, and with the help of AI, I do everything. And here's the thing, I'm more productive than that entire team of 9 people was because of AI. It's crazy. It's crazy. Sometimes I get so much stuff done. I'm like, what am I going to do next? Like I run out of stuff to do because I just knock it out so fast. It's crazy. And our marketing's awesome. Brett, years ago, a 4-year degree, BA or BS mattered. Now they don't. I just spent 7 years in college on a 4-year degree in political science. I ended up going to work for a vehicle manufacturer. Right. There you go. There you go. Yeah. ChatGPT is Skynet. No, definitely not with the limitations it has. Trust me. I personally, I know there's a lot of doom and gloom, scary things over AI. I personally don't think it'll get there. I think there's far too many limitations, and it uses up way too much energy than people I think have ever estimated would be possible. I just don't think we'll ever see that it get that far. I really don't. But so now it sure seems a lot more people are hungry for the word these days. Amen. Yeah. Well, that's because there's a lot more need for it. I think AI overall, if we're smart, is going to actually end up being a really good thing, honestly. For one thing, it's gonna eat up a lot of menial tasks, and so people are going to be able to become more productive and also have a lot more time on their hands in the future. We just have to go through this transition phase of everything we're going through. Yeah, I know. Ham's apparently excited about stuff next week. That's awesome. I hope so. I would love that. It's time. We're ready for a win. March Madness, though, I'm telling you, we're all ready for March to be something. I think it really could be. No, it's exciting. But all right, guys, I'm starting to feel it now. I'm getting tired, but you have Dune queued up on Hulu for after the live. Nice. Yeah, Rum Dog. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I will tell you this as a warning. Dune 1, I love it. I think it's an amazing movie. Some people think it's slow, and I will tell you that it's a little slower, but the reason is they really have to build the foundation for part 2. Pay attention. You might, if it's your first time watching anything Dune, you might want to have the subtitles on just because there's a lot of stuff that's hard to catch if you don't. So I would watch it like that, watch a little slower, or not slower, but watch with that. And then understand that it's kind of slow at some parts. And now it really picks up towards the end. But the second one is nonstop action. It's so fast and just, wow. It doesn't stop. Brett, do you think with the Democrats and their aggressive wage hikes, the companies are going to start employing more AI or robotic devices? 100%. If you give a company a reason to get rid of an employee, they will. Yep. I totally believe that. So I was full of blowing you. That's a funny little line. I don't think so, though. Or is he glazed ham? Right? Honey ham? I don't know. We'll find out. I hope we're so ready. But all right, guys. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. I'm going to take off. I all of a sudden got tired. So yeah, you're welcome. And members, I plan on seeing you tomorrow. I'm going to have a members live tomorrow. So anyways, but God bless you guys. Have a great night. And members, I'll see you tomorrow. The rest of you, I'll see you Monday. Take care. Go see Dune. See ya.